Okay, so the monk got a pretty massive health buff of 8%, so today I'm going to be testing it out with the Royal Giant on Path of Legends, and we're going to be seeing if the monk is pretty OP again. An 8% health buff is pretty significant. If you guys remember the Goblin Giant, when it was a below average card, they gave it a 6% health buff, and that was enough to take it from being a pretty bad card to being well above average, and then they ended up having to nerf it again. So I'm curious to see if a similar situation is going to happen with the monk, especially because he's a pretty decent counter to both the Little Prince and also the Archer Queen, which are really good champions right now. So I'm very interested to see how it plays out. There's tons of different RG variations you can use. I really like this one though with the Phoenix. You could also use the Hunter instead if you want, and the Evos, there's multiple different ways you could go. I actually saw the one with the Evol Bomber was top 30 in the world, but I decided to use this one with Skeletons instead of the Bomber because I saw some people really high up with this variation, and I think for you guys watching the video it's better for you all because more people have the Evolved Skeletons than the Bomber because the Skellies have been out for a while. Anyway, we're just going to go for our Phoenix here, and unfortunately, even with the health buff, the Cannoneer deals so much damage to tanks, so it's just pretty solid overall against the monk, as you saw there. So I'm just going to go for the Evo Skellies, and look at how much value they just got on top of the graveyard. That was brutal for him, and this is why I actually think the Evolved Skellies are just as good in the deck as the Bomber. So I'm going to go for the monk ability here. Should be able to get pretty good value. Look at that. Evo Skelly might end up on the tower. Oh my gosh. That is wow. Wow. He arrowed, but that is already, that's already pretty much game. Wow. I mean, that's just brutal. Well, there you go. That's why I have Evo Skellies in the deck. I mean, we could just, like, okay, yep, we'll head into the next game. He gave up. Sweet. All right, we're in our next game here. So as we're getting into the second game, I wanted to briefly talk about a comment I commonly get. So a lot of people ask, why is the gameplay screen so small and the face cam so big? So the reason why the face cam is so big is there would be a lot of dead space. Like basically there would just be stuff on the overlay that would be just like static and not moving at all. Like basically the background you see, it would just be more of that if the face cam wasn't large, which is just irrelevant stuff in my opinion. And the second reason is because the gameplay, I can't make any larger. This is a vertical game. I know there's people like Ian and Riley that record in a different way. They record from their phones, so that's why they're able to basically have the gameplay take up the whole thing if you're watching from mobile, but I record using my computer, so I hope that makes sense. I could also technically get a device that is slightly larger. I believe it's what OJ has, so it would probably make the resolution screen maybe like, I want to say like 5% larger, so it would help a tiny bit, but it wouldn't be extremely noticeable. And that's why you also see people like, for example, Ken, if you guys watch him, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do, or if you don't watch him, you're, I'm sure, aware of him, that he has his face cam really large in the videos too, kind of like mine is, in fact, even larger. And that's the reason why, when you record the way we do, there's only so large you can make the gameplay screen. So I hope you guys understand. I just want to make you guys feel like I'm not ignoring that complaint that people say in the comments, because if I would make it larger, I would. That's why for games like Brawl Stars, you see it take up pretty much the whole thing, because it's a horizontal game. So it's just a difference in that. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And with that, let's try to focus up on this match here, because this is going, I mean, it's going decently. Not great, but not bad at the same time. With those Evo Skellies, though, were, that was very valuable, I have to say. I'm a bit surprised he didn't use the Guardian. I was expecting him to for some reason. Maybe this ability will end up getting... Oh, I was thinking it would splash, because the Bomber was... It's a splash card, and I thought it would splash the Monk, I mean, but that Fisherman got a lot of damage, so this is going pretty well. I think, okay, he didn't play the Little Prince next to the tower. I can't Fireball, but we will get a Fisherman going. That should be really solid as well. I don't know if, okay, let's see. Oh, gosh, this is potentially really bad. All these cards are so broken that he has, like the Evo Wall Breakers, Evo Bomber. Oh, my goodness. Like I said, the RG deck actually originally had the Evo Bomber. I'm just using Skellies because I think it's more suitable for you guys, and it's still decent, don't get me wrong. That might be Fireball range. I'm hoping it is. I think either way, I'm going to take a Fireball. Okay, nah, he can't defend the Evo RG. No way. That's game. GG. There we go. Alright, we're in our next game here against Scorpion, so I guess I can just go for the E-Spirit in the back. It kind of sucks I have the E-Spirit at level 14 because it just means that I can't cycle it at the bridge for chip damage, but I guess that's okay. So we'll just go for our Skeletons here, and he's going to have a Ghost, so this could actually be RG2. So we'll see. Might be kind of like a mirror match, sort of. He does have the bats. I guess it could still be RG. Because he has Phoenix, so yeah, it is looking more and more like it probably will be the RG. So let's just go for a Phoenix here on top of his, and then we'll go ahead and use the ability, and from there see what he wants to do. So he goes for his Fisherman. We could go in for the RG pretty soon, because the Fisherman is a very good counter to the RG, as well as the Phoenix, so I just feel like it's a good opportunity. And he's gonna... yeah, let's do this, and then go for the E-Spirit on top of his bats. Ooh, that is... ooh, that's not good. I mean, it's not the end of the world, because, yeah, I can just deal with this without taking, yeah, that much damage, but that would have been really nice to have the E-Spirit hit the bats, because my RG would have gotten probably a couple more shots, so that's a little bit unfortunate. He's gonna go for the Phoenix. I'm kind of fine with that. I hope he doesn't go RG with it. If he doesn't, I can just go RG in the back. Oh, he did. That kind of sucks. Okay, let's just do this, and let's just log so that Evo RG doesn't get all my tower. So that, because if it did and it shot, it would have taken out the Evo Skellies that accumulated. So I didn't want that to happen. I think I'm just going to chill. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe supporting the Monk or using the ability. I don't think it's worth, though. We're going to RG in the back. It's actually pretty good to go RG in the back in the mirror matches. A lot of people don't do that and usually just play it at the bridge, but I really like going in the back and setting up a push. I think it's a pretty fine play in a lot of situations, just to kind of like get your cycle good and, you know, prep a push so you get like a lot of support behind it. It doesn't always work, but I feel like it's never really gonna hurt you. That was a really valuable fireball. I thought I was gonna miss something, but we hit so much stuff. And there we go. We got the evolved RG on top of the tower, and then we got another one coming in, and here we go. This is really good. I feel like maybe in this mirror match, the Monk is better than the Ghost, because you have additional DPS against the RG, and I feel like the Monk is just a good tank overall against the Ghost, so maybe that's why we've had a pretty sweet time in this pretty much mirror match. I mean, he's also got the bats as well, to be fair, which the E-Spirit is decent against. But this should, yeah, I think be a wrap. Fireball will take it out. So that's going to be GG. Give this deck a try if you do have the evolutions. And even if you don't, you could use a different variation of this RG deck as well.